Kidney stones, also referred to as renal calculi, nephrolithiasis, or urolithiasis, are solid mineral and salt buildups that form inside the kidneys. These stones are a widespread condition that impacts millions of people around the world. From children to adults, no one is truly immune. In fact, it's so prevalent that 1 out of every 10 individuals will develop kidney stones at some point in their life. While it might sound like a minor issue, kidney stones can be incredibly painful and highly disruptive to one's daily routine. But what exactly leads to kidney stones? And are they actually avoidable? Well, keep watching, because in this video we'll reveal the top 12 surprising causes of kidney stones. And trust us, the #1 cause will seriously shock you. So stick around to learn what it is and how you can avoid it for a healthier, stone-free life. Number 12. Soft drinks. Well, there's nothing refreshing about a kidney stone, and if you're chugging soda like it's hydration, you're setting your body up for just that. Soft drinks, especially dark colas, are a nightmare for your kidneys. Not because they're cold and fizzy, but because they're loaded with high fructose corn syrup and phosphoric acid, both of which throw off your body's delicate mineral balance. Fructose boosts the production of uric acid and contributes to insulin resistance, 2 factors that accelerate stone formation. Meanwhile, phosphoric acid lowers urine pH, making it more acidic and giving calcium oxalate and uric acid crystals a cozy place to grow. Add caffeine and dehydration to the mix, and you've got the perfect chemical cocktail for a stone storm. And here's the most worrisome part. Most people who drink soda do it instead of water. That lack of hydration means your urine gets more concentrated, giving stones the materials they need to form and stick around. Ditching soda doesn't mean giving up flavor. Infuse water with lemon or cucumber. Brew some herbal tea. Your kidneys need fluids that cleanse, not corrode. Every can of soda pushes your body toward imbalance. Every glass of water pulls it back. Choose the one that doesn't end with you in an ER holding your lower back and begging for morphine. As a wise doctor once said, these soft drinks are liquid death, and he was right. Number 11. Eating too much animal protein. Protein is crucial for life. It's the raw material your body uses to repair muscles, fuel metabolic processes, and build enzymes and hormones. But there is also a hidden side when you overdo it on animal-based protein, like beef, chicken, pork, and seafood. It stops being helpful and starts messing with your kidneys. Now, here's how it does that. Animal proteins are high in purines, nitrogen-containing compounds that, when broken down, produce uric acid. Excess uric acid doesn't just stress your kidneys, it crystallizes, forming uric acid stones. Overconsumption also lowers citrate levels in urine, which normally helps block stone formation. And if that wasn't enough, it increases urinary calcium and oxalate levels, 2 other key players in stone creation. This overload creates the perfect storm inside your urinary tract. The more acid and mineral imbalances there are, the more likely stones are to form. Unlike plant-based proteins, animal proteins don't provide magnesium or fiber, both of which help regulate mineral absorption. You don't need to ditch meat altogether, but moderation matters. Diversifying your protein sources, swapping in lentils, tofu, quinoa, nuts, and seeds can give your kidneys a break without compromising nutrition. Your body still gets what it needs, minus the biochemical chaos that turns your urine into a rock garden. Balance is the key, especially when your kidneys are on the line. So, instead of fried bacon or Joe Rogan-style steaks, go for a healthy version. It's best for you. Number 10. High sodium intake. Salt might be great on fries, but your kidneys are not fans of the flavor. A high sodium diet is one of the fastest ways to sabotage your renal health. Sodium causes your kidneys to retain more calcium in the urine, a key ingredient in the recipe for kidney stones. More sodium in your diet means more calcium passing through your system, and eventually, those minerals crystallize and clump together. What makes it worse is that sodium often comes from hidden sources: packaged snacks, processed meats, canned soups, frozen meals. You're not just shaking a salt shaker, you're swallowing an avalanche of it in disguise. That's where the damage happens. The excess calcium in your urine then teams up with other compounds like oxalate or phosphate, forming sharp, jagged stones that can block your urinary tract and cause intense pain. And if you're not drinking enough water to flush it all out, Well, you're giving those stones time to harden and grow. Cutting sodium isn't about bland food, it's about smart food. You can use herbs, citrus, garlic, and spices to add flavor without the fallout. Always be sure to read labels, cook at home, and take back control. The less sodium you take in, the more stable your urinary chemistry stays. And trust us, your kidneys will thank you every single time. Life is precious. Number 9. Not enough calcium. Here's the plot twist. Most people don't see coming. Not eating enough calcium can actually increase your risk of kidney stones. It sounds backwards, but there's science behind it. Most kidney stones are made of calcium oxalate, which leads many to assume that calcium is the enemy, but it's not that simple. When you don't consume enough calcium through food, your body absorbs more oxalate from the intestines. That oxalate then travels to the kidneys, where it binds with calcium in the urine and forms stones. Dietary calcium, on the other hand, binds with oxalate in the gut and prevents it from ever reaching the kidneys in the first place. So skipping milk, leafy greens, almonds, or fortified cereals because you're scared of calcium, that strategy backfires. We mean you're not avoiding stones, you're feeding them, which is not good at all. Now, the key here is a perfect balance. Get your calcium from natural food sources, not random supplements unless advised by a doctor with a degree. Combine it with magnesium-rich foods to help regulate absorption and avoid calcium overload. And always pair your calcium intake with hydration because minerals only hurt when they concentrate. Kidney stones don't just come from excess, they also come from the wrong kind of scarcity. So don't ditch calcium. Embrace it, just make sure it's in the right form at the right time and for the right reason. Number 8. Family history of kidney stones. Kidney stones don't just show up, they sometimes run in the family. If your parents or siblings have dealt with them, your odds just went up. That's not superstition, it's biochemistry. Inherited traits can affect how your body handles minerals like calcium, oxalate, or uric acid, increasing the concentration of stone-forming substances in your urine. Some genetic mutations, like those seen in cystinuria or primary hyperoxaluria, directly raise your risk of forming stones. But it doesn't always have to be a rare condition, sometimes it's just the way your kidneys naturally function. You might excrete more calcium than the average person, or your urine might be more acidic, which makes it easier for stones to crystallize. But having a genetic predisposition doesn't mean you're doomed. It means you have a warning, a signal to be proactive. Hydration is your frontline defense. Staying active, eating a balanced diet low in sodium and refined sugar, and choosing plant-based foods more often than heavy meats can dramatically lower your risk. It also helps to talk to your doctor about a urine test or metabolic evaluation, especially if kidney stones run deep in your bloodline. You don't have to repeat history, you just have to rewrite the ending. Because genetics might load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. Alright, now, let's talk about number 7, gut problems. Your gut is more than just a digestive tract. It's a chemical factory, immune command center, and metabolic control panel all in one. And when that system breaks down, your kidneys can feel the fallout. Conditions like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or even chronic diarrhea don't just cause discomfort. They alter how your body absorbs and excretes minerals. One major issue that is common is oxalate absorption. When your intestines are inflamed or damaged, they lose their ability to bind oxalate with calcium in the gut. That unbound oxalate then gets absorbed into the bloodstream and dumped into the urine, where it can pair with calcium and form sharp, painful stones. Dehydration is another major factor. Gut disorders often cause fluid loss through diarrhea, lowering urine output, and increasing the concentration of stone-forming substances. Even short-term flare-ups can create the perfect storm for kidney stone formation. In simple words, supporting gut health is non-negotiable. This means eating fiber-rich foods, managing inflammation, staying hydrated, and possibly adding probiotics. Not all gut-friendly foods are the same. Avoid those high in oxalates like spinach, and instead focus on low-oxalate vegetables and fermented options like yogurt or sauerkraut. If your gut's out of balance, your kidneys end up doing double duty, and they're not built for that kind of pressure. Healing the gut means saving the kidneys. One organ's chaos can be another's downfall. So be careful. Number 6. Certain medications. Well, we all know medication is meant to help. But what most don't know is that in some cases, it comes with unintended baggage. Certain drugs can quietly set the stage for kidney stones by altering your urine's chemistry, mineral levels, or flow rate. And you wouldn't even notice until the pain hits hard and fast. Calcium-based antacids and over-the-counter calcium supplements, especially when taken in excess, can flood the body with more calcium than it needs, which the kidneys then try to eliminate. That flood mixes with oxalates and forms stones. Diuretics, which are often prescribed for blood pressure or swelling, increase calcium concentration in the urine too. Then there are protease inhibitors used for HIV, which are linked to rare but stubborn stone types. Even some antibiotics like ciprofloxacin or sulfa drugs can, in rare cases, crystallize into stones themselves or cause metabolic changes that make stones more likely. This isn't a scare tactic, it's a heads up. Don't stop prescribed meds without talking to your doctor. But do ask questions. If you're prone to stones, let your physician know. Sometimes an alternative drug or a lower dose can make all the difference. Also, stay hydrated while on long-term meds. That alone can offset a lot of the risk. The bottom line here is very simple. Meds can heal, but they can also harm when not managed carefully. The solution isn't fear, it's information and balance. Number 5. Obesity. Obesity doesn't just weigh heavy on the scale, it drags your entire system down, kidneys included. While most people know it's a major risk factor for heart disease and diabetes, what flies under the radar is its connection to kidney stone formation. Excess body fat disrupts normal metabolic functions, altering urine composition in ways that favor stone growth. Specifically, it raises calcium, oxalate, and uric acid levels, 3 notorious culprits in kidney stone chemistry. Obesity also contributes to insulin resistance, which decreases urinary ammonium and lowers urine pH. That acidic shift gives uric acid stones the perfect environment to form and flourish. And as abdominal fat presses on internal organs, it may also reduce kidney efficiency and impair waste filtration. But this isn't just about numbers on a BMI chart, it's about chemistry. Every processed snack and sedentary habit contributes to an internal imbalance that your kidneys have to clean up. And sometimes, they can't. Addressing obesity isn't about aesthetics, it's about survival. Even modest weight loss through daily movement and better nutrition can reduce the load on your kidneys. Swap processed junk for real food. Trade soda for water. Take the stairs. Your kidneys don't need you to be skinny. They need you to be stable. And in the world of kidney health, balance beats extremes every time. If you really love your life, your wife or kids, or anyone that's precious to you, it's best to watch your weight. It's important. Number 4. Dehydration. Your kidneys don't just prefer water, they depend on it. When you don't drink enough fluids, everything slows down inside your urinary system. Waste becomes more concentrated, minerals aren't flushed properly, and before you know it, those tiny crystals start sticking together. Welcome to kidney stone territory. Dehydration thickens your urine. And when that happens, calcium, oxalate, and uric acid levels rise, creating a chemical mix that's just waiting to solidify. The less you drink, the less you urinate, and the longer those particles sit in your system, forming sharp, jagged stones. Hot climates, intense workouts, caffeine, alcohol, all of them dehydrate your body faster than you think. So if you're sweating and not replenishing, your kidneys are the first to pay the price. And let's be real, 8 cups a day is a bare minimum, not a gold standard. Most adults need closer to 10 to 12, depending on activity and body weight. But here's the thing. Hydration doesn't have to be boring. Water infused with lemon, cucumber, mint, or even berries can do the job. Coconut water, herbal teas, and water-rich fruits like watermelon also count. Well, your goal isn't just to drink, it's to flush. When you're hydrated, your urine is light, your kidneys run clean, and stone formation becomes a much harder task. So drink up, because nothing says I love my kidneys like a full glass of water. So keep in brain. Number 3, consuming too much fructose. Fructose is everywhere. It's in table sugar, fruit juices, breakfast cereals, soft drinks, sauces, and even so-called healthy snacks. But here's the brutal truth. High fructose intake is a direct assault on your kidneys, and not in a subtle way. When you consume fructose, especially in processed forms like high fructose corn syrup, it stimulates the production of uric acid and increases calcium and oxalate in your urine. All three are key players in the formation of kidney stones. It also raises insulin levels, which lowers urine pH and builds the kind of acidic environment stones thrive. The real kicker? Fructose overload is also tied to obesity, metabolic syndrome, and insulin resistance, all of which further magnify your kidney stone risk. It's a vicious loop: sugar fuels fat, fat fuels chemistry, chemistry fuels stones. Fresh fruit is not the villain here. It contains fiber and nutrients that slow sugar absorption. The problem lies in sugary drinks, baked goods, and packaged snacks, where fructose hits your system like a sledgehammer. If you want your kidneys to stay clean, start by checking your sugar labels. Avoid the syrupy traps and fuel your body with real whole foods, because that sweet tooth might actually be biting you back. Number 2. Underlying medical conditions. When it comes to kidney stones, sometimes the root cause isn't what you eat or drink, it's what's already going wrong inside your body. Certain underlying medical conditions silently distort your body's chemistry, laying the groundwork for stone formation without you even realizing it. Take hyperparathyroidism, for instance. This condition causes your parathyroid glands to overproduce the hormone, which increases calcium levels in your blood and urine. That excess calcium, a primary ingredient for stone formation. Then there's renal tubular acidosis, which reduces your kidney's ability to properly acidify urine, creating an ideal pH for stones to thrive. Chronic urinary tract infections, especially with certain bacteria like Proteus, can cause struvite stones to develop rapidly. Other disorders such as cystinuria or sarcoidosis mess with the balance of minerals, making stones a near certainty unless tightly managed. These aren't conditions you can detect just by feeling off. Often, they fly under the radar for years until a stone shows up to make their presence known violently. That's why regular health checkups matter. Blood work, urine analysis, and metabolic evaluations are not overkill. They're essential tools for spotting red flags before they become full-blown emergencies. Managing underlying conditions isn't just about treating symptoms, it's about preventing chemical chaos inside your kidneys. If you're serious about living a stone-free life, this is where the real battle begins. Number 9. High oxalate diet. Oxalates are sneaky. Found in plenty of healthy foods: spinach, almonds, beets, sweet potatoes, even black tea, they're natural compounds that can cause real problems when they pile up in your system. On their own, oxalates aren't dangerous. But when your urine contains high levels of calcium, oxalates bind to it, and that's how calcium oxalate stones are born. It's not just about how much oxalate you consume, it's about what you eat alongside it. If you're eating a high oxalate diet without enough calcium, you're giving oxalate a free pass straight to your kidneys. And once there, it forms crystals that can clump into stones over time. You don't need to cut all oxalate-rich foods. Many are nutritious, but moderation is crucial, especially if you're prone to stones. And pairing them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt, cheese, or fortified plant milk can keep the oxalate tied up in your gut, not your kidneys. Also important, stay hydrated. The more diluted your urine is, the harder it is for crystals to grow and stick. Managing a high oxalate diet isn't about fear, it's about smart combinations, proper hydration, and understanding how food chemistry works inside your body. Your kidneys don't care if it's healthy, they care if it's balanced. Well, we really hope this video has been helpful to you. If it was, be sure to like it, share it, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon in the next one.